Flash, Season 2, Episode 3. We're going to talk Yellowstone, 1923, and The Walking Dead. Guys, there's some always news on The Walking Dead, so we're going to start with that. Um, when you left us last, we talked about the final season and what we were going to expect. So, in the comics, Rick dies from Sebastian. Sebastian kills Rick at the end of the comic. Well, with the announcement at San Diego Comic Con, Rick Grimes and Michonne are going to be in a spinoff from The Walking Dead. Yes, another spinoff. As you know, Isle of the Dead will have Maggie and Negan, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and of course Laura Cohen. Then there's also the Daryl Dixon, played by Norman Reedus, and he will have a spinoff as well. Um, a lot of speculation was that Carol was going to join him, but that is probably not until season 2, if it survives season 1, which I see no reason why it wouldn't. But Rick and Michonne are going to be in another spinoff. Still not named yet, but the question now is, will there even be a movie with Rick Grimes? This might put the kibosh on that. Um, I don't know if they're still going to do the movie, and if the movie pertains to where Rick was, during his disappearance, of course, um, or if they're going to backtrack in the episodes that start off the Rick and Michonne spinoff. Um, where he was. Now, circling back to the final season. So if they're not planning on having Sebastian kill Rick, which that is apparently the case, then who will it be? Interesting. So who it won't be, it isn't going to be Rick. It isn't going to be Michonne. It isn't going to be Negan and Maggie. And it isn't going to be Daryl and Carol, because Carol will be joining that series after about a year off. So now the question remains, first, is Judith going to be on that Rick and Michonne spinoff? Not that I think that Sebastian is going to kill Judith. Just saying. Just saying. But it is interesting to see what happens with that character. So I know there's a lot of people that were upset that Carl died. So I would only imagine that they wouldn't want to see Judith die. So my theory is it is going to be somebody big, because Rick saves the community and sets it up for the long term. So there's like a little bit of being a hero there, and the reason why it all happens. So now this must mean that it's going to be a character that also can do that. So that leaves me to believe there's really only 4 choices. Um, and I rule out any female character, because I don't think they're gonna have the person die at the hands of Sebastian you know, for fear of a backlash of a possible, female driven series. And I think that's what they want to preserve. So I would rule out Rosita because I think Rosita being a strong character, um, the hope is probably to maybe make a series with her. Um, and frankly, the other characters just really aren't, established as a main character. So Rosita would be the one that fits that bill, and frankly, I don't want her to die. Um, so that leads me to believe that it's going to be one of these four: Eugene, Gabriel, Aaron, or Ezekiel. Now, each one of them in itself sounds like it's a very good possibility. And I'll tell you, I'm leaning towards Ezekiel and Eugene because of the fact that Ezekiel, King Ezekiel, he was somebody that is always going to try to look out for people. And it would be just an interesting um, turn of events that he does not die from cancer, but dies at the hands of Sebastian after he, sets up the community for long term. So that one is the one that I really lean towards. And the other one, Eugene, because, he's been, kind of wishy washy throughout the whole series, you know, um, and here's his chance to really make a difference and really make everybody look at him to be a hero, which ultimately I feel he wants to be. And that means that, if he dies a hero, I think he can accept that fate. So I look at those two as the front runners to be the one that dies in the final episode. That is key. Now, I'm not saying none of them are going to die before the last episode, but this is going to be the one that changes the comic from Rick to whatever this character is, and I truly believe it's going to be one of those two. Um, and then there's Gabriel, who, being with Rosita, I think that is the sacrifice, that the ultimate sacrifice that Father Gabriel can make. So he would be the third option. I think maybe because Carol doesn't join, Daryl, I think Aaron might be the one that goes with Daryl to the new series. And or Connie. It could be Connie. Don't rule that out because I think they would have made a good couple. And I think there was a budding relationship there. So, you never know. You never know. It could be, there's still Lydia that could end up following along with Daryl. Although I think she might end up on the Negan and Maggie spinoff. So there's a lot of twists and turns that could happen. Some of these people are going to die. I mean, we already know that, looking at the history of The Walking Dead. So, be looking for that. I cannot wait. That's, I believe, starts next month. Next month. So only weeks away. And Isle of the Dead, and then the Daryl Dixon, and then Rick and Michonne spin-offs. So I cannot wait. Although I not liking the fact that the show is going away, but we're getting 3 spinoffs, so I don't think it's really that big of a deal because we're going to have all these people in our homes anyway. So, so that's the Walking Dead news. If you like what you're seeing, please follow us, subscribe, follow, share. You know, YouTube, we have over 1,100 subscribers now on Rhode Island Broadcasting. So get on there. If you're on Twitch, you're watching us at RI_broadcasting, YouTube at Rhode Island Broadcasting, Facebook at RI Broadcasting, and then Twitter at Broadcasting RI. You can also check out all the podcasts for all the shows that we air, like Haven Shine Reviews, Sports Unfolded, and Pop Ascension, and this one as well. You can listen to the podcast at Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, Red Circle, TuneIn, Podcasts, and you can also chat on Discord. So don't miss out on that as well. I'm on Discord all the time, so you can just join us there. If you want to sponsor the show or any of the Rhode Island Broadcasting shows, just send us an email at ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. It costs less than going to one of those coffee places and getting a coffee and a donut. So do that. So I guess now we're going to start talking some Yellowstone. Um, Yellowstone already had its 1843 spinoff from the show, and it's got another one around the corner in 1923. But let's first take care of the Yellowstone news coming out. So I'm going to butcher her name, but I'm going to try it anyway. Kiorianka Kilchar will return to season 5 as Annika, or I can't even read my language. Anola Blue Thunder, the lawyer. Now there is a little uproar going on because she was just charged with workers' comp fraud for a neck and shoulder injury obtained, I believe, on the set of Yellowstone. Not positive on that, but she collected $90,000 in money for her workman's comp from 2019 to 2021. So yeah, she got arrested. She got busted, and she's charged with workers' compensation fraud. So she was not hurt. So fans are not happy that she's coming back to the show. But the problem is, if they have a contract, they can't really do much about it. They have to honor the contract. So they're out of luck. They're out of luck. So she will be back for season 5. So that is the Yellowstone controversy. Now let's talk about the main reason why we're here today, and that is the spinoff from Yellowstone 1923. Now, there is some big casting done, lots of it, and let me tell you, the star of the show is going to be Harrison Ford. This is big. And if that wasn't enough, Helen Mirren is also cast to be his wife, Cara Dutton. So Harrison Ford will play Jacob Dutton, the family patriarch, and Helen Mirren will play the matriarch, Cara Dutton. That is big, huge casting information for the series. Um, don't know how long the series will last, but if it's got Harrison Ford in it, I'm sure they're gonna get everything they can out of the series. Um, there are also other stars announced. Julia Schleifer will play Alexandria. Um, she's a British woman that meets a Dutton abroad. Brian Garrity plays Zane, a foreman on the ranch. Amina Nieves plays Tiana Rainwater. So she is a young lady at a government residential boarding school. Marley Shelton will play Emma Dutton, John Dutton Sr.'s wife, and James Badge will play John John Dutton Sr. and Willie Willie. My writing is so bad. I mistook Michelle Randolph for Willie. Michelle Randolph will play Elizabeth Strafford. So there are quite a number of cast members announced. The big one, obviously, being Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, who will both join the series and cannot wait. Now, of course, Kevin Costner plays John Dutton on Yellowstone. So this is apparently his grandfather. So so that is where we're at with this. So that is big news. 1923. It's going to be Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren cast as the stars. Uh, this is big because like it's Indiana Jones, Han Solo, you know, in this doing a TV show. Um, now limited series most likely. I would think that it's probably going to be a couple of seasons. They only make about 8 episodes. Um, so I mean, it's not like it's going to take up a lot of Harrison Ford's and Helen Mirren's time. They're still probably going to do some movies, um, but they're probably getting a big bundle of a paycheck for only a few episodes, and probably a month, maybe not even a month of their time. So, but looking forward to that. So that is, the news on there. So they're really following the Dutton family at Yellowstone, going back to 1843, and there is another spinoff in the works that also happens around 1843 as well. So um, we don't really know much about that one. So just gotta stay tuned. You just gotta stay tuned. So that's pretty much it for the show. Um, we're gonna be back again real soon because it's the fall season and lots happening. And there's going to be shows being cut. There's going to be shows being brought in. So we're going to have a lot of news for you coming up. So stick around for Entertainment Flash. Have a good